As soon as it's done. And we're live. Welcome to another episode of The GYST. When it comes to life, love, and the pursuit of happiness, sometimes you just need a moment to get your shit together. And so do we. I'm your host, Kay Bellamy, and I got my co-host here, Steph. Val's not here with us tonight because she is vacationing. We're all jealous because, she's probably laying on the beach or been laying on the beach all day and not here hanging out with us. But well-deserved vacation with the fam, so she'll be back with us next week. What's up, Steph?
Hey, I don't know if you saw our other co-host just popped in to join us. The dog Jackson, he jumped into the...
Okay, so Jackson is filling in for Val. Okay? So, and I'm sure Jackson may have an opinion on the topic. So let's not rule it out. So before we even get started on the topic, how was your day? How was your weekend?
It was good. No complaints. It was really good. No complaints. Today was hot.
Girl, listen, it kind of did the reverse. But the almanac says that our winter, is going to be off the chain.
Okay, in what direction? Good or bad?
Bad.
Oh.
Bad. They said we will have blizzards beyond our wildest dreams.
Okay.
Which is kind of new because the blazing heat we had this summer.
It had to.
But
you know what? I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna get my snacks in now, so I don't have to fight people at the market.
Let me stock up now. Go to Costco and stock
now.
Listen, just stock the cabinets, stock the closets, so it's already there. You don't even have to worry about it. So I had a great weekend. It was uneventful. I spent the weekend just kind of working and catching up on stuff that I needed to catch up on, and all the projects that I have going on that I will not mention because the list is way too long.
Right.
And when I looked up, it was Sunday night, and here we are Monday.
Yeah, first weekend of football officially.
Yeah, I'm not too happy because my Cowboys did not win. Yes, I am a Cowboys fan. They did not win.
Well, that's
really not interested in the Eagles.
Everyone else is because they won. So.
I know, I don't really care. So I'm just gonna blow by that, and I'm not gonna worry about it because I don't care. I do not care.
So listen, if I get mauled to death by an animal, I'm gonna need somebody to come over here and just get me. Okay.
Listen, all I can say, then you would have to become a Dallas fan. For me to come and get you, you'd have to become a Dallas fan. Sorry.
The problem is everybody can see the mauling live on your podcast.
Right. You have to be. Listen, Jackson, there's a way to make her a Dallas fan. Maul her now. I'll come get her, and then she'll have to convert. So tonight, the conversation tonight, house husbands, is that a real thing? Is that I've heard about it. You know what I mean? I've heard about house husbands. I've heard about husbands who, and families who decide to take the reverse in gender roles. And she goes out and she brings home the bacon or the money or the paychecks, and he takes care of the household and the children and the cooking and the cleaning or whatever it is that you do all day, as opposed to going out and doing a 9-to-5 job or 3 to 11, whatever, or job, period.
Right.
How do you feel about that? Is a house could you see yourself with a house husband?
So, okay, let me just preface this with, I have seen this across ethnicities, across age groups, and across professions. So I've seen women who are very professional. They are partners in their corporations and all, and then they have a husband who stays at home. I have seen it with millennials where she's got the better job. She's got the benefits. He may have lost his job or he had a lower paying job and they just decide he's going to stay home with the kids. Right. I've seen it all. I've seen it where I know of one where the both of them were professionals, and he just was stressed out, and he left his job, and he doesn't know when he's ever going back. Right? I don't like any of it. For me,
What'd you say? I don't like none of it.
I don't like any of it. And look, I know I have heard people say it works for us, and you know what? That is wonderful that it works for you.
Yeah.
In my household, that would not work. Now, I'm not talking about it if the guy has, you know, an injury and he's home for a little while, or if he's out of work and he's, you know, looking for a job. I'm talking about we've made a decision that he's going to stay home and do whatever it is he does around the house. Getting up every day and seeing him still in that bed, it will be a problem.
And you know what? And I think I know it would be a problem for me. I know it would.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about whether or not he can handle what's happening in the house, or whether or not he can hold it down. It's something about that. And maybe we come from a generation where we look at that, and that's just not, it doesn't represent an alpha male. It just doesn't represent an alpha male. And most alpha males will not do that. They will not sit home and become a house husband, I don't think. However, there are some that have no problem with it because it either makes sense for the family financially, or it makes sense for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see it.
I got to tell you, the two women I know who are doing it that are at that 45 and over age, both of them started out by saying, this is great. He runs the house great. I don't have to worry. Meals are made. You know, if there's an issue, he can handle it. Can I tell you, they both have changed their tune. They have not, and they're both saying, I'm about sick of seeing him at home now.
Because listen, there's something to that shit. Like, you walk in the door, he got on an apron and shit. He got like, that's real cute. If it's our anniversary and I come home and you have made dinner and you have got all this wonderful stuff, and there's, you know, rose petals or wine and all of this shit. But if I'm coming home every day, and I'm watching you just be here, just be here, or I call you during the day, I'm like, hey, what's up, babe? You're like, nah, I'm just chilling on the sofa. Really? That's what you're doing?
Wait a minute. In my mind, I just picture my reaction. Listen.
Get your ass up.
You better say you doing something. You better clank a pot. You better do something.
Get your ass up right now.
I need to hear you huffing and puffing. I need to hear something.
There is something about being a man that says there's a leadership role. And that's not to say, and I get it. I understand why some women do it. You're making the bulk of the money. You got childcare situations happening. You got all of that going on. But I'm sorry, if you go get a job and I got this high paying job and you go get a job, we can find somebody to take care of all this other stuff. But I need you to be at the same level where I am, because I don't want to come home and all of a sudden all we talking about is Nickelodeon.
Wait a minute. So this one lady,
or we talking about cartoons, or we like I can't even wrap my mind.
You tell me what the neighbor down the street did. So this one woman, she was upset. She said, "Oh, what? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll tell you this one comment. So Darnell says, we don't like seeing y'all staying in the bed either, but we accept it. Listen,
it's just your lot in life. That's just your lot in life. I'm sorry.
Listen, we look better laying in bed. Okay? So I'm sorry, we look better laying in bed.
And here's the thing: I would never, if he called home, baby, what you doing? I would never say nothing. I'm sitting here watching TV, nothing. Woo! I got so much to do. I legitimately would.
Right.
So the one lady said, she said, look, she said, I come home. She said, I look like something the cat drew again. I'm tired. I've done worked a 12-hour day. She said, he looks better than ever because he drops the kids off at school. He's going to the gym. She said,
because
he looks amazing. He looks 10 years younger.
But I'm trying to figure out when that happens. So let's play this out. When that happens, he stays home. He becomes a house husband. How long is that? Is that through high school? Like, where are we going? Is that just through the newborn going to preschool?
Look,
like, how long?
I think I could do it for about 2 months, maybe. I could do it 2 months.
Yeah, but that would have to be under some serious circumstances because, again, if it's financial, if you go get a job, I got one because apparently if you can sit home, I'm making enough money for you to sit home. You understand? So now we're good there. But now if you go get a job too, we making even more money.
But see, in the one scenario I know, money wasn't the problem because he had money too. That's why he's able to stay home. She still doesn't like it.
Wait a minute. He wants to stay home or he does not want to stay home?
Mm-hmm. He wants to.
Right. He wants to stay home and do what?
Whatever it is he does. They also have adult children. They have adult children.
They have adult children and he's just stay home and he got money. So he's contributing to the household.
I'm going to assume yes.
Okay. So he got money contributing to the household. He's staying home. Oh, hell no. I'm serious. Like, I can't even, because I think for a moment, I know that a lot of people do it for financial reasons. I get that. But here's my issue. It is the picture of it. It is what I see that bothers me the most. It's the picture of it.
So would you have a problem with what other people thought? Like what your friends thought, what your family thought?
I don't think I would care about that. I think that my family would talk shit. Like, why you got that man laying up at home all day? I mean, yeah. They would be like, why you got that man laying in the house all day talking about he don't go to work? Absolutely, they would. And so would your friends, and they probably wouldn't say it to you, but they damn sure say it behind your back, like that man living there, all working and bringing home all the money. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You would be concerned about that.
But I wonder what his friends would say. What would his friends say? What would
they would probably high five each other. You got it. They would high five each other and be like, you got it. Like,
finally. Right.
Finally. You got stuff right. They would probably high five each other. But I think it's all BS. And let me just take that back. People do it for some reason. For some reason, they're doing it. I just cannot see myself.
So how come? Why is that? Because if it were a woman, we'd say, you know what, good for her. She's staying home. She's taking care of her house. She's raising.
You know what? They birth children. They birth children and they nurture children. Like, I'm gonna give you something, okay? They birth children. I don't know, but it is a difference. And listen, and it's not, and it has nothing to do with race or ethnicity or any of that, because all cultures do it. All cultures do it. And I'm just like, would I really be okay? And I'm going to go ahead and say, no, I would not. I would not, because I know, and I was talking to my sister about this, and she was basically saying, listen, some of these men stay educated. They stay up with current events. They stay, so it's not like they're kind of sitting home twiddling their thumb. They watching the news. They stay up. And if you bring them into an environment, they can talk about what's happening in the world and all that. I do not care.
You don't care, right?
I'm going to need you to be able to have a conversation or at least be able to relate. Because if I come home and I'm like, these people are working my nerve. Like, do you believe what happened at work today? And he's looking like, namaste. He's like,
girl, he's got on his smoking jacket, sitting by the fire with the dog.
he like, ooh, baby, don't worry about the earth is moving in your direction. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to hear that right now.
You don't believe what happened at the gym today. Someone didn't wipe down the seat after they left.
I cannot. I'm going to need him to come home and have some relatable, something I can relate to other than you went to the damn gym and the machines weren't wiped down.
Right. Okay, so what about other gender norms in the home? Like I know a woman who she always mowed the lawn. She would get on a lawnmower and mow the lawn. That's what she did.
So wait, so Ricky says managing his investment properties while the kids are in school. Okay. Is he a handyman? He fixing up properties? Because that's work. But if he's sitting home and the rent comes in the first of every month, I'm gonna need you to go.
You got half on that.
I'm gonna need you to go find a job.
See, I hear how all of this. I hear how all of this works in theory. Okay, my experience in some of these scenarios that look great, when they get into real life application, it's not like that. See, I would see friends doing that. Oh yeah, he's financially secure. He's got, $500,000 that when it will come to my situation and one of my friends' situation, it would be, yeah, he ain't had nothing. The mortgage was due the first of the month and he was looking at me and I was looking at him. And
listen, because sooner or later, you're going to come home.
We know.
And he's going to have a cardigan tied around his neck. And, like, I'm not just, I'm going to need you to take your ass to work. I just do.
And let that PICO bill not have been paid on time. One day late.
And not to mention, women will be at work worrying about if he's cheating. I don't care what.
Oh, he would be. He's cheating when he does work.
That's exactly why he want to stay home. That's why he wants to stay home. I can't even get my work done because I'm worried about what you do.
Listen, all that Ring and Nest and all them devices around people's houses, girl, they'd be making a
Listen, he's sleeping with everybody in the PTA. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Listen, Delphine said, and the Bible says that a man is supposed to provide. And providing can be in multiple ways. I get it. Some people look at if I'm staying home taking care of my kids and I'm making sure that the house is run. I get it. You see that as valuable, and that is valuable. It is. However, I'm trying to figure out what's the timeline here. Now, if you send your ass home until these kids in high school, I got an issue with that. That's one. I got an issue. If you're sitting because they're a newborn, I'm going to say we need to switch out because I probably need to be home with the newborn.
And we all know newborns don't like their fathers quite like that. Newborns are lucky if they let the dads hold them.
They don't even like them like that. I would need to switch out. But I'm trying to figure out at what moment that, daycare wouldn't suffice, or even bringing in a nanny, or, when does that not suffice where both of us cannot go out and work?
I think for me, that morning I got up when it was bitter cold outside and he was still like snuggled up under the blanket. See you, baby. I think that would be the moment. Be careful out there.
That would be the pivotal moment where you say either get your ass up, and go get a job, or this thing here is over.
Yeah. But to your point, would you trust him to be home like that all day?
So I'm going to answer that question in two ways. If I had a husband staying home all day, I don't know how attractive I would be to him. how attracted I would be to him, because that's not cute to me. That's not
Right.
sexy. That's not. So I'm not really sure how attracted I would be to him. So if I'm not attracted to him, how much would I care if he was? I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
But would I start to look at him like he's just convenience? Like he's just making it work for me. I don't have to worry about daycare. He's here. But am I really into him? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, I like the fact that you hear your body, you taking care of the kids, you'll make sure they won't get harmed or hurt, and you'll take care of them. Could I really be attracted to you at that point? Because there's something for me personally that's missing manly. There's a manly component, and I don't know if I can explain that, but there's a manly component that is missing. If I'm coming home every day and you got an apron on and you cook,
but I think it's what we grew up seeing. It's what we grew up seeing too. The men in our families,
and I think that
in our neighborhoods.
Yeah. Delphine said he would have to warm the car up or something. Like he would have to get up and warm the car up or something.
I'm gonna need the car warmed up, cleaned off, on the station I like. Coffee and a little croissant on the seat right there, and a little.
I'm gonna need you to do that on your way to work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to do that when you go out to warm yours up, start mine up. I'm gonna need you to do that. When you're gonna make your cup of coffee on your way out the door, I'm gonna need you to make enough for two. I'm gonna need you to do that on your way out, because there is something about, and I think that a lot of house husbands don't start out that way necessarily. They become that. So a lot of them do know what it is to work, to get up every day.
They don't like it just like we don't like it.
Exactly. I know that they would, know what to do in that instance, but I'm just saying there's something about that whole motion of getting up and going to work and earning a living, of compensation, and earning, having the opportunity to get promoted and to get, like, that plays a huge role in just your life in general.
Yeah.
Just your life in general, your character and who you are.
Yeah.
And so he will, and I think that when people don't have that balance, you come out of that. And it's the same way with wives. If a wife is home forever with her children, she's never going to understand her husband. She's never going to understand him, and he's going out to work every day. She's not going to understand his conversation. She's not going to understand kind of what life is like for him. So that, to me, makes you unevenly yoked, period. Because you just don't, and the whole time she's fishing for something other than nursery rhymes and making lunches, and you saw the story before. We've all seen it.
Right.
And they get bored with that too.
Right.
That's why I think it's really, in the best interest for both parties to be out in the world, in life, because a lot of that helps you raise your children too. Teach them what the world is like, what's happening in it, what it looks like to go, to create a resume and go out to work and to deal with leadership and higher level people. Like, all of that plays a role. And I think it needs to come from both sides.
And I get it that you need to have a house does run better with someone in it. I will say that it definitely does. But I think now, as companies have been forced to kind of move into the next millennium because they didn't want to before, they've been forced into it like COVID. Maybe some of this can be resolved by working from home.
Oh my God, Dell said that's where the mailman comes in. I cannot. When I say I cannot, I cannot. But go ahead, you were saying.
Yeah, no. Working from home may solve some of this issue because you can still be engaged in the workforce, but be doing it full or part-time out of your own home. You can be home and you can see the kids get on the bus to go to school. And you can make one of you can make the parent-teacher conferences and all that kind of stuff. But you're still engaged. You're still in the workforce. You're still
Right. If
contributing
you're
in that
working from
capacity.
home, if you're working from home, you're working. You understand? You're still engaged with people in the workforce, and you're still in, and you're able to have the flexibility to manage your family as well. But if you are just managing your family and that's it, and I say that for both males and females, it's not enough.
Right.
Not enough. It's
Right.
not enough mentally, it's not enough emotionally, and it's not enough physically.
I agree.
It's
I
just not
think
enough.
I mean, I'm not knocking women who have stayed home with their children because I wish I had stayed home a little bit longer with mine and not rushed
Right.
back so quickly. But we
Right.
also were in that age when, we told you could do it all, bring home the bacon, fry it up in the
Yeah.
pan, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But if I had stayed home a year or two, I wish I had done that. You know,
Right.
anything more than that, I think I might have gone a little. I would have gotten so unsatisfied with that routine.
But what
But
would have made the difference for you if you'd have stayed home a year or two more?
oh, I just would. The kids wouldn't have been in daycare at 10 months old. They would have been
Mhm.
able to relax a little bit more and kind of ease into that. Maybe go in at 2 or 3, something like that. Although they were older, we were fortunate to have them with parents and grandparents, admittedly.
Right.
But I would have been able to see some of those things firsthand instead of someone else seeing them. And I would have just enjoyed that period in their lives a little bit more and not been as frazzled trying to manage it all, trying to manage work and rush home because that was before any work from home,
Absolutely.
manage work and
Absolutely.
rush home and get dinner on. And, I couldn't even enjoy my children at 1 and 2 because I was so busy ripping and running all the time.
Right.
So I think I would have done it when they were younger for a couple years and then go back into the workforce.
Yeah. I mean, and I get it. I think that there are critical years for children in those younger years. Those first 3 years are
Mm-hmm.
critical for that for connection purposes and for that development piece for children. But I do believe that you throw when kids are born into the world, they're kind of thrown into the world, so they're more apt to adapt than we are. They will adapt quicker than we will. We don't want to let them go because of safety reasons. We believe that we want to do everything to keep our kids safe, and we want to. But as far as developing in the world, they develop quicker than we do.
But
That's
I'm thinking back to when they were that little. I didn't even get any sleep. Neither one of us got sleep because it was just crazy. Trying to keep up with 2 little ones at the same time. So that I
absolutely.
do understand. But you got a 6, 7, 8 year old.
Why are you still home? Why are you still home? Okay.
Now wait a minute. Now when they're teenagers, when you got to come back home, because I got to keep an eye on you.
That's why they need to be somewhere else so people can keep an eye on them. Listen, it's but as far as house husbands are concerned, it's preference, no doubt. It is preference in what you see to work for your family and how
Yeah.
it will work for your family. And I
Yeah.
get it. I just personally cannot, it doesn't work
I
for me.
couldn't do it.
No.
And I think if people are going to do it, and I'll extend it out, house husbands or housewives, I don't even think those are the politically correct terms anymore, but I don't find either one offensive. I mean, if you stay home with your family, you do. But stay at home parents, we'll call them, stay at home spouses or whatever. If you're going to do that, I think you got to be real clear with each other what the expectations are, right? Is dinner expected every day, or are we going to do whatever those meal box services are, or Uber Eats or whatever? Is there an expectation the house is going to be cleaned, or are we going to have a housekeeper come in and help out? Like, make that real clear what you want, and don't change
So
up.
let me go back a second. You said, are we having a housekeeper come in and he's home?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to be clear. What
Oh, yeah.
See, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about, because guess what? I'm gonna need you to just go ahead to work. Because if we got the housekeeper coming in, I'm gonna need you to just go ahead and go to work.
Right.
I'm not doing that.
But depending on the couple, if they've got the money for it, or the need for it,
Right.
I say go
Now,
for it. But just be
if
real
you
clear
found-
up front what you want.
If you found that your husband was cheating while he was working, while he was house husband, or would you call him, a stay-at-home spouse?
I stay at home spouse. Right.
While he's a stay-at-home spouse, would you then make him go to work?
That's a whole other issue if I found out he's it's listen.
Would it be a requirement for him to go
The
to work?
level of my hotness.
What do
I
you
done
think?
told my family and friends I done made up all these reasons why.
Would you then make him take his ass to work then?
Listen,
Okay.
listen. What you will not do. I'm in here sweating like an animal at this job.
Oh my God. Oh
And
my
you
God.
know,
That's
you know it's
insane.
happening. You know it's happening, unfortunately.
All I'm saying is, listen, at the end of the day, it works for some people. And I think that for the most part, it just works for families that, one, financially, it does help. Two, you do feel better if there's a spouse at home, or deciding to be at home for the kids. And if, whoever sits in the higher position making the most, that's a sacrifice that you make together as a unit.
Right.
That the best thing is for him to come out of work and stay home with the kids. You stay in work and make the money so you can continue to still live the same life.
Right.
And that for me would really depend on what, I don't know, that's a visual thing for me. It really is. If I came home and you were laying on the sofa, girl, listen, he'd be coming to somebody else's house.
But what if we took turns? What if like you took off the first 3 years and he took off like the next 3?
That's a plan. That's a plan. That is a plan. That's what I'm trying to understand. How does this thing work? Is he home till high school? Like, what is like?
Because he's sitting here thinking, I'm gonna work this as long as I can. You don't mind, I don't mind.
I'm trying to understand what exactly we doing here. Like,
are you on there watching Rachel Ray all day, cooking up 30-minute meals?
Are you building a business while you home? Like, let's figure it out.
You know that's going to be one of the things. Oh yeah, I'm working on my business plan.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
And then I have something to come home and say, hey, what happened with the business today? Where are we?
Still working.
I would literally, honestly struggle with having a husband who just was home all day.
Right.
And I'm not saying he wouldn't be doing anything because there or whatever. But once they become school age, I don't understand why you home. I do not understand why you home.
Because at that point, he likes it.
Exactly. You're comfortable with it. Because you, at 3:00, want to go get him off the bus. Yeah, no.
In his muscle shirt,
And his wife beater. He out there getting kids off the bus. I don't think so. I don't think so. You going to all the parent-teacher conferences. Yeah, no, we're not doing that, boo. We're not doing that. All of a sudden, the phone ringing at home, talking about, is Jim there? Yeah, no, it's not.
He's not.
It's not. But I tip my hat to those women who, who those families who make a plan.
Absolutely.
To actually do that. And to those men who are able to do that, because there are a lot of men who would not. So the men who are willing to sacrifice to accommodate the family and to accommodate the financial situation in the family.
Right.
I applaud you for that.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer. Everybody's household can look different,
Absolutely.
And whatever works for you, go for it.
Yeah.
Whatever works well for you.
I applaud you for that. And if you holding it down and making sure that everything is tight at home and the kids are good, then I can really go work and focus. Now, that's one thing I will say. I could really just focus because we have small kids, stuff come up during the day. The school is calling. They got sick. You got to, somebody got to go get them. So I get it. and it just makes things a lot easier for
Right.
everybody in
And
their family.
definitely this past year with kids essentially being homeschooled,
Yes,
for a year, I think it
yeah.
benefited a lot of parents.
So to those husbands, I say rock on. Um, I just can't. Okay. So I just want to end on that note. And house husbands, are they a real thing? Well, apparently they are. So I say rock on. Do your thing. Hold your family down. Do what you need to do. Let me tell you something. When them kids go to school, they school age, I'm gonna need you to take your ass to work. I'm done. I'm done. Thank you all for joining another episode of The GYST. Oh my God, when it comes to life, love, and the pursuit of happiness and house husbands, sometimes you need a moment to get your shit together. And so do we, because I truly would need to get my shit together. But we're here every Monday, every Wednesday. Don't forget to just tune in. Always a great conversation. And we thank you all for joining us. Have an awesome and beautiful night. Bye.